Let us see a few software engineering MCQ questions and answer. These are multiple choice questions. First is we need to identify from among the following the correct statement. First is one of the main challenges of software engineering facing today is the requirement of most software system to work with a multitude of homogeneous system. But the systems which today we are eyeing upon and they are working, they are quite heterogeneous. B is legacy system or custom developed software system for the legal domain, and this does not suit right now. C is software does not wear out in the traditional sense of the term, but software does tend to deteriorate as it evolves. C seems to be promising. D is since software is essentially intangible, it is relatively easy to manage software projects, and this is not true. Just like any other field of engineering, software also needs quite a lot of effort. E is with the advent of component-based software assembly, we find that only less than 20% of today's software is still custom built. This is again not very true. So the answer would be C. The answer is C because remaining all are contradictory. Second, software engineering is a set of rules about developing software products. No, they are not rules. Has been around as a discipline since early 50s. Not sure. Started as a response to the so-called software crisis of the late 90s. The software crisis was in late 60s or 90s. Is an engineering discipline concerned with the aspects of software production. Now this is quite true. E is now a mature discipline on par with other established engineering field. We cannot say this because still it is evolving. So our answer would be D, and the various reasons I just told you. Third is you need to read the paragraph here and identify the correct statement. Imagine that you were recently hired as a software engineer to a company that specializes in aircraft navigation control system or software. While orientating yourself to the company's work practices, you observe that they, in fact, do not conduct few tests that they should in order to comply with the relevant safety standard. When you inquire about this from the project manager, he dismisses it saying that those tests are really unnecessary and takes unreasonably long time to conduct, as well as being superfluous, and that they have managed with other tests for so long without any problems. So need to after this paragraph, we need to see which of these statements are correct. First is you should immediately resign from the company and file a complaint with the relevant standard institution. This is not you are going to do, not supposed to do. You should do nothing and let the matter slide. This is also not good. Being a software engineer, you have to look into the matter. C is although you are new to the company and you hardly know anything about the internal processes and politics, you should insist on the company changing its work practices immediately, failing which you threaten to report the matter. This is quite true, but this is not good when you are a new person. D is since you are new to the company and you are unfamiliar with the internal processes and politics, you should first find out more about the issues and its background. This seems to be the best option. This is the correct one. None of the above statement is correct. So the answer would be D. Fourth is with regard to evolutionary development, identify the correct statement. Fourth one. So evolutionary development usually comes in two flavors. One is exploratory development and other is throwaway prototyping. This is correct. But we'll see all these. Very large projects are natural candidates of evolutionary development based approach. This is not true. You can have various other options. Um, C is exploratory development is used in situations where most of the requirements are well understood in advance. No, here you explore the things which are not known in advance. You do in exploratory development, but those things which are not well established, you have to explore them. D is one of the strong points of evolutionary development is that it facilitates easy project management through the high volume of documentation it generates, and this is also not true. Often the construction of throwaway prototype is not followed by re-implementation of the system using more structured approach. This may be sometime true, but we see that the first is the correct one. So this is the first one. The reason is evolutionary development usually comes in two flavors: exploratory development and throwaway trapping. Prototyping is the correct statement with respect to evolutionary. We'll see the fifth one first, then we'll go to the answer. What is the fundamental reason that software cannot be considered to be engineered? It is designed by humans and therefore flawed. So we have to find the fundamental reason that software cannot be considered to be engineered. It is this is somewhat very subjective line. Software engineering, as opposed to other forms of engineering such as civil, is an art, not a science. No, software engineering also, it applies a lot of skill, a lot of planning, management, and an engineering approach should be there to develop a software. See, the discipline is relatively new, say in comparison to bridge building, that is an activity that has millennia of practice. This is also not true, because software has been evolving, and the pace of software evolving, and software development and software coming into our life is exponential. None of these are true. Software engineering is truly a rigorous discipline. Well, this is also correct, quite correct. The complexity of a system and their interaction continues faster than we understand it. Now, this is the correct answer. E. The complexity of the system and their interaction continues faster than we can understand it. Because in civil, the things are established. You have to make something, you have to dig, make some, put on some pillars, and you're going to use glass and pipelines. So everything is, well planned. So the answer would be the fundamental reason that software cannot be considered to be engineered is the complexity of the system and their interaction continues faster than we can understand it. Sixth is, the software life cycle can be said to consist of series of phases, correct? The classical model is referred to as the waterfall model. This is also true. Which phase in this may be defined as the concept is explored and refined and the client's requirement are elicited. And as you know, this all is done in the requirement analysis phase. So this is requirements basically. So the individual or the organization who wants a product to be developed is known as the requirement which is providing. We'll see this in the A1. So the reason is the requirement phase, the concept is explored and refined and client's requirements are elicited. This is what is required here. Okay, now we'll go to the seventh one. The individual or organization who wants a product to be developed is known as the client, of course. You've seen this just now. That the individual organization who wants is a client. Then which of the following items should not be included in the software project management plan? Eighth. The answer is, we'll see one by one. The techniques and case tools to be used, not very true. And the B1, that is detailed schedule, budgets and resource allocation. Do you want this? And the life cycle model to be used. The organization structure of the development organization, project responsibilities, and managerial objectives and priorities, none of the above. The answer is E, because the project management plan should include the life cycle model to be used, the organizational structure of the development organization, project responsibilities, priorities, detailed schedule, allocation. So all of these are required. You can just not say that only this one should be there. Project management plan involves all of these. Okay. So now we go to the ninth one. The final form of testing COTS system is dash testing. These are common off-the-shelf software components. So the final form of testing COTS software is known as what? The answer is your beta testing. Why? Because the beta testing occurs when a commercial form of the software is released to the selected clients or the friendly clients. 10th is, in the maintenance phase, the product must be tested against previous test cases. And this is known as what? In maintenance phase, now you're doing maintenance. The product must be tested against some previous test cases. We know and we will call them as which testing? The answer is, when we, more often what happens in maintenance, you do something or you change something, and then you see that once you have done something, it has not created more errors. So this is regression testing. So regression testing occurs and the product is tested against previous test cases. And this most frequently occurs in the maintenance phase, regression testing, when the product is tested against previous test cases. 11th is, which property of the rapid prototype is not important? Rapid prototype is not important. First is the speed with which it can be developed. Not important. Actually, this is important. Speed is, that is why the name is rapid prototype. B is the speed with which it can be modified. This is also true, so we will not take this. C is its ability to determine the client's real needs. Now, if you go to the real needs, that will take time. That will not be a rapid prototype. So we'll eye upon this, but we'll see the later ones. D, the insights that the design team can gain from it, even if they are of how not to do its variety. This is also not. Actually, this is important, so you cannot take in this answer. Its internal structure. Again, if you this is internal structure is not known, then the rapid prototype, how will you start? So the answer would be C. C, its ability to determine the client's real needs. So the sole use of this rapid prototype is to determine the client's real need as rapidly as possible. So this is not important. The rapid prototype is then effectively discarded. So its internal structure is not relevant. The 12th is, an example of the risk involved in software development is, the example of the risk involved in software development is 1. Key personnel may resign before the product is complete. So this 12th one, this is also true. Then the manufacturer of critical components, that is the hardware associated with the real time, may go bankrupt, and this is also true. Technology changes may render the product obsolete. This is also true. Competitors may market a fully functional, lower cost equivalent package, and this is also true. So all of these risks are involved in software development. We take E as the answer. There are many risks involved in the software development, and these are all the risks. 13 is, a simple way of looking at the spiral software lifecycle model is as a waterfall model with each phase preceded by build and fix, then freezing, synchronization, testing. No. A spiral model, lifecycle model, is a waterfall model with each phase preceded by the risk analysis. Every phase, in every round, we first find out the risk, and then we analyze, then we try to find the abatement policies. So a simple way of looking is the risk analysis. Answer is E. Now we come to 14th. The degree of interaction between two modules is known as, when we are talking about two modules, there is interaction or not, then we call it as the coupling, which we want to be as least as possible. So answer is, the degree of interaction between two modules is known as coupling. Cohesion is the functional strength of the module. Strength is the strength, functional strength. Inheritance is not what we are looking for, and instantiation is also not valid here. 15th, the relationship between a derived class or subclass, that is a derived class and base class, is referred to as. Now 15th, we have just seen in the earlier question also. The answer is the inheritance. So this is the relationship between the upper class, that is we call as the base class, and these subclasses or the derived classes from this main class, that is the base class. So the answer is B, inheritance. 16 is, Myers 1978 identifies 7 levels of cohesion. Which level of cohesion may be defined as followed? 7 levels of cohesion. The output from one element in the component serves as input for other element. What is the answer of this? Can you judge the answer? Communicational cohesion. This is what we are looking for. It is not functional cohesion. It is not communicational. This communicational and communicational cohesion, they both are here. But since we'll take one, we'll go for the first one. Temporal cohesion, and none of these. This is the time-based cohesion. So answer is our A. 17 is, a design is said to be a good design if the components are strongly coupled, good design. Weakly coupled, we want weak coupling and strong cohesiveness for a good design. So whichever one of these is matching, the answer is your cohesiveness should be very strong and the coupling should be very weak. The answer is E, because our aim is to maximize the interaction between the module. No, to minimize the interaction between the module and maximize the interaction within a module. A module inside should be very strong, but not related to the outside one. 18th, if a control switch is passed as as an argument, this is an example of which coupling? If a control switch is passed, can you answer this one? 18th, the answer is C. Two modules, they are control coupled if one passes element of control to another. So this is how we switch or pass the control. Which of the following is a type of abstraction? Which of the following is a type of abstraction? And we know there are certain views of or definitions of abstraction. One is that abstraction hides something. The second is the abstraction hides the details. And the third is abstraction is about the layering, different layers. So our answer in 19th will be the data, again, procedure and iteration. So there are three types of abstraction. There are three types of abstraction: data abstraction, procedural abstraction, and iteration abstractions. So all are instances of the more general concept of information hiding only. We come to the 20th one. In the classical chief programmer team approach, the team member responsible for maintaining the detailed design and coding is classical chief programmer team approach. We have democratic approach, we have chief programmer approach. So the team member responsible for maintaining the detailed design and coding is 20, and this is the chief programmer, or say a programming secretary, or say a specialized function that exists outside the team, the individual coder, or the back programmer. So here the answer is the D. That is the in the classical chief programmer, that is the team approach, the team member responsible for maintaining the detailed design and coding is the individual coder itself in a chief programmer team approach, right? 21 is internal costs include what? Developer salary, or actually the internal cost includes developer salary. So this is quite true. Managers and support personal salaries, this may also come. The cost of overhead such as utilities, rent, and senior managers. D is materials and services such as travels, all of the above. Now here the question is quite tricky. We'll try to include all this, but the situation is that the question is asking about the internal cost only. So these three will not come because these are external cost. So the answer would be A. The internal cost comprise all the costs to the developers. Now the question is 22. The problems with using lines of code to measure the size of product include. First is what question is asking. Let me tell you first. The problem is using line of code. There are other versions also, like function point metric you can use. So there are certain problems with using line of code as the measure of the size of product. So first is the creation of source code is only part of development effort. This is what they are saying. But this will not matter much. The LOC, KLOC line of code will differ between languages and cannot be measured from some languages. It is different between languages, but it is not true that it cannot be measured for some language. Says this is somewhat true. This is also somewhat true. The creation of source code is only a part of development effort. Then we come to should comments, data definition, etc. that is not executable LOC be included as well. This is also a concern. Maybe comments are not taken, but data definitions can be taken. then the final KLOC can only be determined once the product is delivered. This is correct. This is absolutely correct. So we see that the answer would be E, all of the above. The reason is there are many problems with using the line of code to measure the size of product, as you can see here. 23rd is software science basis its estimation of the size of the product on files, flows, and processes. The second is line of code or KLOC, function points, operands, and operators. And the E version, that is, this is A, this is B, the C is function points, or D is operands and operator, E is feature points. So which of this is true? 23. We are talking about software science. Please understand, we are talking about software science. The answer is D, because software science, which is actually the Halstead version, is the estimation of the size of the product on the number of operands and operators. 24 is the intermediate COCOMO. The mode that represents complex products is referred to as what? Complex products. We know which one of this. If you have learned COCOMO, you are aware which is the answer, and this is actually our embedded. Answer is A. In intermediate COCOMO, there are three modes: organic, semi-detached, and embedded. Embedded deals with the complex products. So these are a few questions on software engineering. There are around 100 questions. We have just covered 24 of them, and we'll be covering more of them just now. Thank you so much. Take care.